You're listening to Swift News, your daily news briefing in just 10 minutes. This is episode 21, and it's May 23rd, 2025. Let's get into today's stories.
Okay, so today we're going beyond those headlines for a deeper dive.
Exactly. We've got quite a mix today.
We really do. Attacks, diplomacy, shifts in business, sports, culture, science, and some pretty inspiring stories, too.
It really shows how much is happening all at once, doesn't it? A snapshot of a world that's, well, constantly changing.
Right. And we want to unpack some of that, figure out what it means, maybe for you listening.
Let's do it. Where should we start?
Well, let's begin with some of the tougher news. That major Russian drone and missile attack on Kyiv.
A significant escalation really brings the focus back to the volatility there.
And then, quite differently, but also concerning, the knife attack in Hamburg. 18 people injured.
Yeah, that raises immediate questions about, urban security. Yeah. Closer to home for many people.
Definitely different scales, different causes, but both contributing to this feeling of unease, maybe? I think that's fair to say. Geopolitical tension on one hand, personal safety concerns on the other.
But amidst that, there are these diplomatic moves, like the meeting between India's Esther Shankar and England's foreign secretary.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Focusing on trade, obviously, but also...
Cricket diplomacy. It's an interesting term, isn't it?
It really is. Using those shared cultural things like cricket to kind of grease the wheels for the harder economic talks. It's smart.
Shows how interconnected things are. Speaking of economics, though, potential disruption coming from the U.S.
You mean the Trump tariff threat?
Yeah, 50% on EU goods by June 1st. That's quite something.
It absolutely is. If that goes through, you could see major shifts in trade, maybe retaliation, and ultimately it could hit consumer pockets.
Yeah, the price of things you buy, definitely something to watch. Shifting gears to a really disturbing story out of Bengaluru. A man attacking his wife with acid over music.
Just awful. And the community reaction has been really strong, demanding justice.
As it should be. It really highlights the impact of such violence.
Absolutely. A tragic reminder of the need for protection and accountability.
Okay, let's move into the business world. Walmart cutting 1,500 tech jobs.
Right, and they specifically mentioned Suresh Kumar, which brings up the whole H-1B visa discussion.
It adds complexity, doesn't it? Impacts the job market, questions about international talent.
And maybe signals a shift in Walmart's own tech strategy. Are they pivoting?
Right.
Reevaluating priorities?
Could be. And speaking of big tech moves, Apple is reportedly looking at shifting more iPhone production to India.
Which makes a lot of sense, especially with those potential U.S. tariffs we just talked about.
Exactly. Hedging their bets, diversifying the supply chain.
And that could eventually influence, well, the price you pay for your next iPhone.
Potentially, yeah. On a more upbeat business note, the Adani Group in India had a strong financial year.
Big growth. But they made a point of highlighting credit discipline alongside the profits.
Which investors probably like to hear, right? Balancing growth with stability.
Definitely. It suggests a more sustainable path, not just growth at any cost.
But that tariff uncertainty is clearly being felt elsewhere, too. Volvo's warning customers about potential price hikes.
Yeah, another direct link. Trade policy decisions potentially leading straight to higher prices for car buyers.
It shows how these big geopolitical moves trickle down.
For sure.
Back to tech for a moment. There was a protest at a Microsoft event.
Yes, an Indian-American activist, Vanya Agrawal, disrupted it over AI ethics concerns.
Interesting. Takes the AI ethics debate out of the academic papers and puts it right in the public square.
Exactly. It shows people are really engaging with the real-world implications of AI, demanding accountability.
On the flip side of AI news, Google seems to be riding high after their I.O. event.
Oh yeah, stock price hit record levels. Investors clearly liked what they saw with Google's AI advancements.
A clear example of innovation translating pretty directly into market confidence.
Absolutely. Big tech, big money.
Okay, let's switch to sports. IPL action.
Yes. Sunrisers Hyderabad had a big win over Royal Challengers Bengaluru.
And Ishan Kishan played brilliantly, right? 94 runs.
Stellar performance. Really powered them to victory in what was a pretty key match. Nice. And in athletics, Neeraj Chopra.
He came second in javelin at a meet in Poland. Solid throw, 84.14 meters.
Always great to see him performing well internationally. A real star for India.
Definitely a consistent performer on the world stage.
Over in the U.S., NBA playoffs.
Oklahoma City Thunder are up 2-0 against the Timberwolves. Western Conference Finals.
Game 3 is tonight, right?
Yep, just to Minnesota. Should be a crucial game for the Timberwolves.
Absolutely. And U.S. Soccer, the men's team coach, Pochettino, is talking about bringing young MLS players into the Gold Cup squad.
That's interesting. Seems like a focus on building up homegrown talent for the future. Yeah, nurturing that domestic pipeline. Good strategy long term.
And one more young talent story. A 14-year-old cricketer, Vaibhav Suryavanshi, is heading to England with India's U19 team.
Wow, 14. That's incredible. Shows a depth of talent coming through.
Amazing potential. Okay, let's touch on culture and entertainment. Wordle. Ah, yes, Shui D was the answer for hashtag 1435. Apparently that double vowel got a lot of people.
Haha, I can imagine. And NYT connections was tricky too.
Hashtag 713, yeah. Some challenging word groups. People love these puzzles, don't they?
They really do. Bit of a daily brain teaser.
Mm-hmm.
Gamers are excited, sounds like. GTA 6 rumors?
Oh, yeah, an Instagram post by actor Oscar Giannata set things off. Lots of buzz on X about it.
The hype for that game is always massive.
Absolutely. Huge franchise, huge anticipation.
And for anime fans, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards nominations are out.
And the debates have begun. Always happens. Who got snubbed? Who deserves to win?
Shows the passion in that community.
Definitely. Very engaged fan base.
Let's look at environment and science. Mumbai expecting heavy rain.
Yeah. Monsoon-like showers arrived early, so they're bracing for more. A big deal for daily life there.
Definitely impacts things. In India, there's also a new campaign about cataract surgery.
Trying to bust some myths, improve access to vision care. Really important public health effort.
Good to hear. And, solar storms affecting GPS.
Apparently so. Disrupting signals globally. So if your navigation app was acting up,
That could be good to know.
might cause some temporary issues for sure.
On a more positive science note, promising news on lung cancer therapy.
Yes, a novel gene therapy seems to be slowing progression in trials. Very hopeful development. Gene therapy holds so much potential. Great to see progress.
And slightly less dramatic space news. A big asteroid flew past Earth safely.
Yep, NASA confirmed it. Traveling fast, 14 kilometers, but no danger to us. They keep a good eye on these things.
Reassuring. Okay, wrapping up with some events and human stories. Exam results in Karnataka.
KEA KCET 2025 results were released, or the times were announced. Big day for students there.
Huge moment for them, and a lovely story from Chennai.
The fisherman rescuing a stranded dolphin. Yeah, really heartwarming.
A great example of just everyday kindness.
Absolutely.
Then there's innovation in Rwanda, young people launching a clean energy startup for rural homes.
Fantastic initiative. Using local ingenuity to tackle real community needs. Very inspiring.
And another inspiring story from Canada, a teacher offering free math classes for immigrant kids.
Wow. That's dedication. Shows the power of education and individual commitment. Really makes a difference in people's lives.
Finally, some positive medical research news from the ANDISCO 2025 abstracts.
Yeah, breakthroughs mentioned in breast cancer and immunotherapy. Always encouraging to hear about progress in cancer research.
Definitely ends things on a hopeful note. That's your world in 10 minutes with SwiftNews, the world in 10 minutes. From drones to dolphins, tariffs to triumphs, we've got you covered. Follow us for daily updates. Join us tomorrow for episode 22. Stay curious, stay informed. This is SwiftNews, signing off.
And maybe something to think about. With all these rapid changes we've touched on, tech, global affairs, even climate shifts like the early monsoons, what single piece of news from today do you think might have the biggest ripple effect on your own life in the next few months? Worth considering how these big stories connect back to us.